You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Twisted After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Twisted After Show.
I wanna be the very best. The Twisted After Show. Joining me is our special guest. Nope, it's host Lina Green.
and Ethan. I'm a special guest.
I don't even know where to go from there.
Just stop.
Guys, thank you so much. We couldn't think of a song to do because we couldn't really find Beyonce and we couldn't find the Charlie Brown song. So we're doing Pokemon because you know what? You just got to go back to the classics when you don't know what to do.
That's not a classic.
It's so true. He just said it's oh so true. And this is my destiny.
You're so
Guys,
into this.
Thank you for joining us for the Twisted AFTERBUZZ TV show. This is season 1, episode 17. You're a good man, Charlie McBride. And this title totally lied to us, but who cares? I'm your host, Stephen Lemieux. We will be breaking down the episode together along with my two lovely co-hosts, my right hand and my left hand.
Lina Green.
And Erica J. Green.
And they're forecasting with that.
They are forecasting with that. I mean, what do you guys think of? You know what? Let's go into this. What do you think of the episode? What did you think of this episode?
I thought it was a lot better episode, and I'm really loving the arc of Whitney's character. So
We love Whitney. She's the fun girl.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's hot. You should love her.
Yeah. I haven't told Lina or Erica what I thought of this episode. I didn't want to poison the well.
because I asked them.
They kept asking me, and I just smiled at them, and they kept laughing because they never know what the heck I'm thinking.
You're such a psycho.
We don't.
They call me Socio.
So what is
So creepy.
I liked it. I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times where I was just like, really? And that was mostly Rico's storyline. I mean, I know they're giving us the character development for Rico's storyline. I
and
get
his
it.
girlfriend.
But
Andy.
it was kind of like, it was too quick for that, I think. I think that they moved into the whole, like, she thinks he wants to have sex with her too quick. But, okay, I'll take it.
But just think when you're that age and you're a virgin and you think all guys, she already thought that he was having sex. So, I mean, that's going through her mind.
I was
so,
like,
Well, maybe that's more of a thing for girls then. Maybe women connected more on that storyline than a guy.
I was like, we're not surprised that Andy and Rico are virgins. Oh, come on now. They made it like it was a big surprise.
But to
Like,
Andy,
it's
Rico's
Andy
like
and
a hot
Rico.
guy.
Oh, my God.
So
Yeah, he is.
He's hot. No, he's hot. But I'm just saying on here, he's not supposed to be the hot guy. But
Look at Stephen.
Yeah, it's like,
Sure.
I know, you wouldn't think so, right?
Whatever.
I mean, I'm Rico. I'm like totally the coolest guy in the
he does
world.
those little turns. You know, so funny. You're picking up on his mannerisms where he turns his head and he's doing that cuteness. Yeah,
It's like-
he's hot.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
I don't know. Andy, I think they were just trying to blow out her character a little bit more than it needs to be.
And I like-
I thought it was going to be something important. I thought she was going to be tied into like this whole situation. She kept texting messaging on
I
her
thought she had
phone and
another
getting up
man.
and going away. Then they had that hashtag Andy cheating on Rico.
Is Andy
I was like,
cheating?
Why do they do that? Like, we're going to fall for those hashtags. I thought she was talking to someone else, but I didn't think she was
She was
cheating.
cheating on
I am not liking these hashtags this season.
Joe and Charlie. We can see them together. You don't need to hashtag.
when people are talking about it, they want people. But whatever.
Hashtag that tree is green.
Wow.
We know, okay? We
get
know.
it.
We understand that.
Since we're talking about new relationships, Jack and Karen finally, like, she's giving him a chance in this episode.
What do you mean she's giving him a
She's
chance?
been-
She's been giving him a little bit more than a chance for a while now.
They've been playing like cat and mouse a little bit, and now she's all like.
Yeah, I
and
think
then-
they've been playing like boy cat and girl cat. I don't think they've been playing cat and mouse at all.
Yeah, we saw that coming already. So
Yeah, I mean,
we're
that
not
was-
surprised.
I thought it was cute. I liked it sometimes. I liked it.
I mean, they make a very picturesque couple. Like if you look at them, they're like, oh, they could be on like a magazine ad for like
Barbie and Ken.
buy the- pretty much,
Yeah.
like kind of, except for he's like a really creepy dude.
What's
say
creepy
that
about
'cause she
Jack?
loves him.
What's
I think he's only creepy in the sense that he reminds me of Dexter. He reminds me of Michael C. Hall playing Dexter in a way.
why?
Just
see it.
mannerisms and just like the look.
Really?
The look. Like
Oh,
I could
the
see
look.
I could
Maybe
see
his
him
look.
playing Dexter.
Yeah.
But yeah, like okay, so they're together now, kind of, and that just makes it look even more suspicious to every single other person who knows what's going on. Because the last time Danny talked to his mom was, hey, I think Jack had the body, like, we got to figure this out, you got to talk to him. And then next time he sees them is, hey, Mom and Jack. So is that how you're keeping him quiet?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Jack though. I mean, I'm still speculating because they haven't came out and said, but it's clear that he knows nothing about that.
I wouldn't say he knows nothing. I don't know if he was getting mad during a conversation with him and Karen, and then he was like telling her to get out. I don't know if he was like, I don't want her to go further and like find out, or if it was just him like actually being oblivious and not knowing what's going on and saying, how dare you, say it was me. So I don't know. We'll see.
So my hope is that they're going to tie this in with the mayor again. I mean, I really
forgot about the mayor.
That's what happened.
That's because they've. I think the writers have forgotten about the mayor too. I'm kind of feeling that way.
You always bring up the mayor. What is your obsession with the mayor?
I'm just still kind of dead set on maybe some part of season 1 will make sense in the end of second half of season 1.
Yeah.
Like, I really want them to bring back some of these characters. Like, this episode, granted, was a lot better than the last one, and the last 2, last 3.
Got some girl on girl action. Ooh.
But we need to bring back Sarita. We need to bring back like what other people in the school.
The boyfriend, what's his face? The vampire-looking one. He looks like.
Well, it's just to me. I feel like nobody knows anything about Charlie's character, but the way this school works is everybody knows everything about everyone literally 5 seconds after it happens. So I don't know how they don't know anything about Charlie's character. I feel like the second day of school would be like, oh, look, it's another socio. I feel like that would be going around the school.
And he's playing them, though.
I mean, they at least called it out today. It's like, oh, I heard you and Danny broke up. It's like, yeah, that was literally last night. Okay.
News travels fast. I was just like, really? How did you know? But of course, Joe knew already.
It's like we got the TSA teaching classes at the school. It's like, hey, we know everything about everyone in this town.
I don't know.
Danny got $10 million. Like, who ain't of us supposed to know that?
Well, I think they're trying to flush out to show him that he is a psychopath. Still in that picture from Danny while he was in juvie. That was kind of like weird. They didn't really like say the reason why he did that specifically. Obviously, just because he just wants to be. He's infatuated with Danny's life.
Well, his story, what he told Joe, is that he stole a car out of need, and something with his parents. I was kind of zoning out.
He stole a car.
He stole a car just because he was young and he said he was stupid and he just did it because he was lashing out. I mean, we've all been there.
All stolen
we didn't
a car
steal a
before.
car, but we want to lash out and do some weird.
But I want to say that he was being honest with Joe. Like he was putting it out there. Maybe he really does like Joe.
I
That's
thought
what
that
I was
until when he hugged her and when she was like, I really, I like you. And he had this look on his face like, like he was up to something. And I want to like Charlie. I really do.
Why?
I want to like because I feel for
don't.
him. He's alone. He's moved here, just wanting to make a new life. I want to feel for him in his story.
I don't think that's what
he's
it
a
is.
good guy, Charlie McBride.
I mean, do you think that's what they're trying to get us to be on his side, or they're trying to get us to build this up
and then
break it down? Like,
I don't know, because if Jack isn't the one who did the car thing, then the only other people I can think of would be like the mayor or somebody else involved.
The mayor wouldn't get his hands dirty like that. I would think it's either Charlie,
because Charlie's always around. He's always popping up when he's not supposed to. He's
and
behind
he knows
a tree.
Things. Now let's talk about. I'm sorry, but that scene where Joe.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute.
Oh.
I'm still kind of like growing on speculation at this point.
About Charlie?
About Charlie and about just what could have happened, because you can't help but wonder who is the person behind staging the car accident.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna find. And they're throwing so many people. Jack's name. We're throwing Charlie's. I don't think we're gonna find that out.
But what just kind of came to mind would be Vikram. I mean, not Vikram. Sorry.
He dragged his body.
Or he could have been trying to go
He
somewhere.
dragged himself.
No, he was dead.
No.
Vikram was
Okay,
dead.
stop.
Yeah.
Gloria is what I meant to say. Because Gloria,
No, she's not.
Hey, shut.
Yes, Stephen.
Gloria was connected to Vikram. She was a shadow partner in Marna Industries. So Vikram, she could have very well known that Vikram was alive. In fact, yeah, she knew that Vikram was alive. She would have known. Maybe he would have told her that he was going to meet with Danny to solve things, to make all this go away. She could have been there when Danny tossed him off the building. And then who's the strapping young lad that she has in her employ that could have moved the body and staged the car
But
accident?
she has no reason to try to cover up for Danny. She hates Danny. She still thinks Danny is responsible for killing Regina. So there's no reason for her to try to cover up for Danny. If anything, she would go to the authorities, and I don't think she has any reason to do that.
know.
Like, she has no reason to try to cover for Danny.
Charlie is a good guess for me. I would think that Charlie would.
I think he's going to want money. I think it all comes down to money.
He threatened Danny and tried to act like he didn't know about the whole ordeal in the first place. So I'm like, he wasn't that shocked. You know, you just found out that your
killed
friend just
someone.
killed his dad. You're like, oh, wow.
Killed my father!
I wish we had that soundbite. I did it. I killed. He was just so angry.
Danny, I'm a little over there.
Lacey, I can't.
We can't.
I killed my father! But like, okay, so I mean, talking about Charlie, judging by his reaction when he did hear them in that creepy scene where he's just like, this like very subtle tree.
Before you go there, okay, why is Joe just standing in her yard? Why is Danny just walking around?
He just
and then
walks up
he's
from
just
nowhere.
standing there behind a single tree.
Because obviously this is The Sims, and people just walk around random places and run into each other.
Out.
I could not. I
It was like so much space, and it was like, where are these people coming from?
Well, Charlie was coming to pick Joe up for their day. Okay, so
And he gonna hide it, but like they didn't see him behind that one tree. It was one tree. There's no way.
Hold on, stop talking. Wait,
We have a saying in the Helix After Show where people watch people through this window, and it's supposed to be like dramatic in that the people don't know they're being watched. Or that
Is that the show where like people are going through different?
kind of infections and things like
Yeah.
that? But we call it the awkward window, and we just call it like whenever there's a scene and it's like somebody watching somebody through this window. It's called the awkward window. This is the awkward oak
Yes,
tree.
it
Now
was
there's like it's
awkward.
just that random tree that's in the middle of nowhere, but he's not even hiding behind it. He's literally
He's like literally have his half body. How do you not see him
No, it's
until
so
the end?
engulfed in the
and then Danny
conversation.
starts yelling, "You cannot tell everyone that I killed my father." He enunciates it.
It's like, Danny, don't talk so loud. They're neighbors. The neighbors will never find out that I killed my father.
I can't. I can't
you let that go.
Stephen.
I
Let that
can't.
moment go. I know it was such a
Oh my
moment,
God.
but
you
let
know
it go.
what? Charlie does that a lot. He's always popping up from nowhere. He's always just walking in on things that he.
Well, brings me back to our special guest. Charlie is actually.
Hello.
I was wondering why that oak tree was in the studio.
If he popped up from I would just start screaming and run out of here. I'm like, where's Lina go?
Lena's waiting on her front lawn for somebody to randomly start talking to her.
I can't.
That was weird. But anyway.
I just can't, guys. I just can't.
I just can't.
Okay, so he overhears the conversation because he's very inconspicuously hiding in plain sight behind an oak tree.
Yes.
And then they're like,
What are you've been listening the whole time?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much yelled it, Ron.
I want to know what Charlie's point is, though. Like, what is your point for going after Danny's life? Like, okay, you were saying that you want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he came.
I'm
for a
saying
reason
it's
because-
money. I think in the end it's going to be over money because they wouldn't have $10 million just sitting
Yeah.
there. That's an absorbent
I can see
amount
that,
of
but
money.
in the beginning, he didn't know that Danny was going to get all this money. What was his reasoning?
You know
for
what?
really
A
coming
few
to the
people
city?
knew about. A couple of people knew about that money, and I'm gonna go ahead and speculate that Charlie
Mayor.
knew about that money. Maybe the mayor.
How would Charlie was in juvie. How would he know that? Like,
Danny didn't know about the money,
knows?
so there's no way Charlie knew about the money.
Who knows? You're saying that, but as we've seen in
That's
the
a
show,
huge speculation.
people are connected to other people. You never know. Who knows?
I would never know that.
Don't do it anymore, Stephen.
I killed my.
Let me do it, Stephen. Let me do it.
I'm hiding behind an oak tree.
Stop.
Was it the building up that makes you do that?
You know what? I'm sorry. I really want to talk about Lacey and Whitney. So whenever.
No, we're not even there yet.
Yeah, Lacey and Whitney are gonna wait till the end
Yeah.
just because you said that. But like, okay, so Lacey breaks up with Danny.
Obviously.
And
Because of
everyone at
Joe.
the school knows about it because somebody who works for Lacey is an insurance salesman daughter who told everyone. No, I'm just playing on back when everybody knew about the life insurance. But yeah, so everyone at the school already knows about it, and Joe's like, "Hey, I want to talk to you."
Yeah, the way Joe came up to hey, I heard you broke up with Danny. Here go Lacey. I bet you did. I bet you did hear that.
Bitch, get your life.
No, that's what she's thinking. Like, I bet you were the
Because
first
like
one.
we know that Joe has no ill intention saying that, but from Lacey's point of view, it's like,
Yeah.
Hey,
It's kind of annoying me though that she keeps.
heard you broke up with Danny.
Oh, Joe was just trying to be caring.
No, but from Lacey's point of view, the reason she broke up with Danny because Joe is so involved.
Well, she
and now
thinks
it's like
Danny's in
now
love.
it's that person coming up to you who likes Danny,
Yeah,
who
who's
confessed her
confessed
love to
loving,
Danny, and is like, it just seems kind of like passive aggressive and gloating, like, so you broke up with Danny.
Yeah, but it looks like Joe's getting all of Lacey's leftovers. First Charlie, then if she goes to Danny, I mean,
Charlie isn't Lacey's leftovers.
he got rejected.
Please. Yeah, he is. He wanted Lacey bad. Don't.
Leftovers is like
Chocolate's
you've
in.
dated or done stuff.
No,
I
They
wouldn't
didn't
know.
kiss.
Even
The
if he
reject,
asked,
yeah.
if he asked, that's leftovers. He
Yeah.
asked her out.
First.
She rejected him.
He went after Lacey
and then he
first.
went after Joe.
Look
so
at all
that's
these
still
games
leftover.
you ladies play.
It's not a game. It's
not
the
a game.
truth. Like that's a leftover.
So she shouldn't go out with him because
I'm not saying she shouldn't go out. I'm just
Well, 'cause
saying.
he's creepy.
and
Number one.
he shouldn't try to get Joe because Lacey turned him down.
I wouldn't have went out with him
So if you're in a group of 5 friends and a guy asks one out, it's like completely messed up if he asks
I
another one
would-
out.
yeah. I wouldn't talk
I don't
to
want
him.
my friends left over. Oh, he just talked to you. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
No,
because that
thank
means
you.
you're like second to the fiddle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, nope. Nope.
Sorry, keep it moving.
No, Steven, you trying to go this way? No.
Okay, so he moves. I'm just saying that's kind of messed up because he moves to a new town. He doesn't know anyone, so he starts talking to a cute girl. She turns him down,
But
so
he
he's
knows
not allowed
their
to go.
friends.
friends. He knows they're best friends.
Since they were
that's-
little.
You
So,
can't do that.
there's a
a girl
difference
code.
right
There's a
there.
guy code.
There is
girl
a guy code.
Okay, girl code
Okay.
too.
I didn't know that was part of the girl code.
That's a girl code. Best friends, you can't do that.
I mean, Charlie doesn't go with code.
They really don't
anyway.
seem like best friends, guys. Let's just throw
But
that
they
out
grew
there.
up together.
And he thinks
Yeah.
that they're best friends. So even in his mind,
If you couldn't date people who grew up together, then the South would have like no.
You know,
I'm from North
Anyway.
Carolina. I can say that joke.
Texas.
I'm from Texas. You better watch it. Watch him out.
Okay, so we are talking about Lacey. So Lacey's kind of like, I can't. Go away, Joe. And then we find Whitney, who's like, yo, let's get really dressed up and look good and go to New York, because apparently Green Grove is really
random.
close to New York.
Okay, do I not know the geography or something? Is it close? Is this
Okay, we're
fictitious?
gonna actually look up our geography real quick on our phones, and while we're doing that, we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break. It's about a minute. Definitely watch Maria Menounos' new show, Chasing Maria on Oxygen. It premiered yesterday, but it's on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. 9 Central. It's awesome. You might actually see me in it, so you guys need to watch it. But real quick commercial break right now.
Tuesdays on Oxygen.
I'm Maria Menounos, and my life can get a little crazy. I host Extra. I'm an actor, producer, dancer, wrestler, and a lot of other things. I live with Kevin, my boyfriend of 15 years. Do you really love me?
I would say that I'm in serious like.
And my parents. Yep, I just said I live with my parents.
You drive me crazy.
You drive me crazy. My parents want us to get married.
You both love each other. Get married.
Kevin and I don't. I am going to get married when I want to get married. I think I want kids. Kevin definitely doesn't want them now.
This is being pushed onto us.
And of course, my parents wanted them yesterday.
This year you gotta have it.
And I have a house full of people counting on me financially. If I take my eye off the ball, everything can fall apart.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or wants us to do. It's what we want to do.
Everyone thinks that they know what's best for me, but I'm really the only one. I have got to figure things out.
Chasing Maria Menounos is so new. Every Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, starting March 18, only on Oxygen.
All right, so I got to point out that when I said we're gonna check the geography, I was making a joke, and Lena took it
I did
seriously.
not.
She started pulling out her phone. She's like,
I
Green
did not. I
Grove.
was
It's a
checking
made-up
Twitter.
place.
I was checking
yeah.
Twitter to see what people's predictions were, which we got some really good predictions.
All right. Well, speaking of that, we'll get back into New York and our geography lesson in a minute. Guys, go to iTunes. That's all we ask you to do. I haven't seen a new comment on iTunes in 3 days. 3 days.
Ew.
That's like a long time.
Want your face?
Seriously. That's like a really long time, guys. But seriously, go to iTunes, rate and subscribe, leave us a comment, give us 5 stars. It's really easy. All you have to do is first step is going to iTunes.
Get on a computer.
The second step is killing my father. And the third step is actually subscribing, rating 5 stars, and leaving a comment. We have a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. We do about 75 shows a week now, and then we have a sister network called Black Hollywood Live, which you can actually see Lina Green on.
And Erica J.
You do a show on
Yeah,
Black Hollywood?
Look, who are you?
real.
Lina number 2.
Lina number
Lina
two.
number 2.
You can see both these Lacey's on Black Hollywood Live, but it really helps us out, and definitely go on to YouTube and do that. And we love the conversation. I don't really reply as much because I'm totally never on my own YouTube account when I'm looking at the comments, but I do read them. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to who's tweeted us during this show, and that would be Florida Babe 0528, Nicole Wesley. I think Charlie wants to steal Danny life or make him lose everything. That makes sense. I mean, with stealing the picture is kind of like a clue, like he's jealous of Danny having friends and things like that.
I was about to say, what's his motivation? But jealousy, I guess, is a strong motivation.
Rochelle Patterson, wise DEC for you. The letter U, of course. Everybody get ready to listen to Stephen Lemieux and Erica J. Jr. Hilarious recap of Twisted. Yes, she was quoting Nicole...
Page Porter Decide.
Which is I Live for Daisy. And then Nicole Wesley also said, I agree about Ricky's storyline. It wasn't that necessary. Gotta love it. Thank you for tweeting us, guys. Again, you can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, StephenLemieux.
And you can find me at Justelina Green on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
And Erica J. Green, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all
right, guys, that was our... No, I'm just kidding. So talking about Lacey and Whitney.
Wait, we were still talking about Charlie's motivation.
No, we're off of
No,
Charlie.
that was just a tweet. We were talking about... You want to get a Lacey?
I wanted to talk about my girl,
I feel like that was such the end. That was supposed to be like a surprise for everybody. Like, ooh, look, we got some lesbians.
But Lacey didn't look like she didn't like it, though. They're
going to make her character, so it's going to give her more.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
Lacey and
Whitney.
Lacey and Whitney. Okay, so Whitney decides to hang out with Lacey, so they go to New York, and they're like, oh, I know the bouncer, so you don't need anything. And honestly, that's true.
They're underage, though. Let's point that out.
Honestly, that's true. It doesn't matter.
In New York, you're 16.
New York,
No, you can do
LA.
that in New York, yeah.
Even in LA, you can
Yeah,
get...
I know LA.
If you're a cute girl, you can get in anywhere age 16 and up, I'd say. Honestly, that's why it's like it's so kind of dangerous for guys. But the problem with that guy, no, like seriously,
it's dangerous for. How about the girls?
No, it's dangerous for all parties involved. But when you're in a club that is supposed to be 21 and up, you shouldn't have to worry about knowing somebody's age if you're going to flirt with them or if you're going to buy them drinks or things like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
On her behalf and against this guy that they meet, once he found out they were in high school, he should have been like, oh, you're not overage, and left. And I'm messing with the kill my father thing. It just doesn't work with different words.
It go.
So they go to this club and they hang out at the bar, and Whitney's like, oh, we're not going to buy drinks. We're just going to get this schmo to buy us drinks for us. And, oh, you work on Wall Street. Oh, my God.
They're flirting. He starts hitting on Lacey. She looks uncomfortable. He's throwing out some of his best lines, which they're weak.
Whitney getting Lacey out of her comfort zone, you know, just so she can make a move on her, like showing her, oh, I flirt with guys or whatever. Because I was like, what was that whole scene about? Like her calling the guy's husband, wife and stuff. And
it's showing character development that she's crazy. She grew up in
not crazy, but fun.
No, she's crazy. Not really like crazy in a murdering sense, but more of like just crazy. She likes to rock the boat.
Yeah.
She likes to do things that are outside the normal because there are people like that. Like I know some people who just like to do things for the sake of the chaos it will cause and just for the fun they will have from observing the chaos.
They get a high from it too. It's
but
like,
did anyone hear Jack tell Whitney before she left and was talking about going
That's
out with
what I
Lacey?
was
He was
concerned.
like, be careful you get too close. And I remember that just stuck
and she
with
was
me
like,
throughout
I
the whole
know, I
ordeal.
know. So I think there's going to be some, when you say crazy, I think that's going to come up like she's a stage 4 clinger and it's going to get nasty.
Lacey, I love you. No.
And it's also showing that she's a bad influence.
Yeah.
Because Lacey has been fairly straight edge, but now she's going to New York, getting into clubs.
Drunk. She was kind of drunk.
In and out, kind of drunk.
I was confused.
And you know how you can tell that wasn't a bar in LA? Is the fact that the guy was talking to them and 50 other guys didn't walk up to them and try to talk to him at the same time.
Oh, Steven, that happens.
No, that...
Man, I was talking to her first, man.
No, that happens in LA. Like, people are so forward in LA.
Yeah.
And that's how I was like, okay, this is so scripted because that bar is not that full. There would be so many people there.
And they were 2 hot girls.
Yeah, and when you see, like, Whitney sitting there bored, I'm like, that would not happen
Yeah. Not in Thirsty City, LA.
Not in Thirsty City, LA. Seriously.
Nah.
People be thirsty.
It's just Steven's like, oh, can I get you a drink? I'm 16. I don't care.
Can I get you an apple juice?
I don't care. It's been
it's been a while, ladies.
I can't do this.
We're going through a drought here in LA. Okay, getting too far into our personal.
I'm
not saying anything right now.
Don't point at me.
Your personal life, dude.
Are y'all done flirting? We're getting back to the issues at hand.
I'm breaking up with you.
No, you didn't.
On air. I'm breaking up with Lina.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll take you back.
Anyway.
So yeah, they have this crazy scene, and it kind of, that storyline kind of ends with them making that phone call, and she talks about how he's married and all that stuff, and ruining his marriage.
Well, ended with them.
You think that's going to come back and bite her on her butt?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just there just to show how crazy she is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. For a second there, I thought the guy was going to do something more than just let them walk away.
Oh, like rape or something.
No,
God. Where's my brain?
I go from not letting them walk. You go from not letting them walk away to rape.
My God.
But you know how they up the ante and it's like, ooh, this could be
ABC Family. Criminal Minds crossover. Like, no.
I'm sorry, my brain is so wrong.
You can take your rape right out of here.
Oh my, can we stop?
Can we get past this?
So it's. Stop laughing.
Okay.
It's just egging
It's
me
not even
on.
funny.
It's egging me on. Yeah, don't laugh at that.
I know.
I thought they were gonna get him like just attacking them, not like attacking them that way, but more like yelling at them and being like, "What are you doing here anyway?" Blah 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 blah. Like trying to guilt them in a way. And because he's a drunk guy, he's obviously cheating on his wife. He's obviously doing like something terrible. Yeah. So I was expecting that, but I think this is just kind of a precursor to them getting in a lot of more situations throughout the season, and one of them probably being fairly troublesome.
Yeah. But do you think that they're going to, like, put more emphasis on the Lacey and Whitney thing? Because when they kissed, it wasn't like Lacey was like, get off of me. She kind of,
we haven't even got to the kiss yet.
Well, it was at the end of that scene since we're on Lacey and Whitney. I was just saying. Like,
I totally didn't even see that.
Did you not?
I didn't see the kiss.
I thought you were going to say something. That's why I asked you. I was like, what did you think about that scene?
It was like a long
No
kiss.
wonder you didn't, like, have any reaction because
like,
you didn't see.
Wait, what?
Whitney grabs Lacey at the end of the club when they're leaving the club, and she goes, they start talking, and she's like, you know what, I really like, she says something, then she just grabs her, and she's like, and Lacey doesn't push her off. She's like,
or something. And then afterwards, Lacey's just looking at her like, oh.
I might actually have to watch this, like rewatch the episode.
How did you miss that?
Because I was working while I was watching the show. I don't.
He didn't mean that, guys.
I don't have the luxury of just sitting down and watching a television show.
That was the main.
We do 75 shows here a week.
Stephen, that was for you.
Yeah, I
They
know.
did that for you. They say, you want guy stuff? We'll give you guy
I thought
stuff.
you were talking about Karen in bed. Like, I thought that's what you were talking about.
Lacey, I think they're going to have a full-blown relationship.
I
just said I think so. I think they're going to make the show a little bit out there and give Lacey and Whitney this.
Girl, please.
You know, now that I know this.
I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not even making a joke. I don't really like that.
You know what? I wouldn't.
Because, like, no, let me finish. Because, like, I understand the need for, like, the same-sex relationships in shows and things like that, but it doesn't go with Lacey's character development, and that's my problem with it.
It's not going.
Is I feel like if you're going to have something like that, it needs to be something serious, and it needs to be something that doesn't, like, make a joke out of having that relationship. It needs to be something that people that age, if, like, people this age are watching this show and have, like, are feeling like they're gay or whatever, they need to not have it be like this thing where it's these two people and one's straight and there's a fling and things like that. They don't need to not be like just a random storyline.
But I see what they're doing. Like, Lacey's had these two previous relationships. They didn't work out. Both of the guys ended up being, I mean, not to say that Danny's a dick, but he ended up being a little crazy and off the wall and doing her. So at this point, it's like she's kind of sick of that, and that's why she agrees. Like, as you say, she agreed to go to this club that's underage. Like, that's not like Lacey
I don't think it's going to go there. I think it's going to be her. I think what's going to happen, because she was annoyed by Whitney beginning. You know, Whitney kept coming up to her, and she was kind of like blowing her off. But I think it's going to be like, okay, well, Whitney, this is a little much. She's going to try to maybe get away from Whitney. Whitney's going to enhance her craziness. No. I think it's going to be like that kind of thing where
it's too much of a switch too fast, is what I think. It's too much of a switch in Lacey's character too fast. I mean, I understand they were drunk, so maybe they're going to play on that, and it was like going to be like, oh, I'm not into that.
I think Whitney's character is that way, and I think it's going that way because just when noticing the way Lacey has been carrying herself, and when she's around Whitney, it brings out a different side of her. I think that's the way they're going to go.
But Lacey
with
also
this.
doesn't have any friends right now.
But it reminds me a lot of the characters in Orange is the New Black. With the one is the straight-laced, and then one's the crazy one that likes to party and stuff, and the one is not, like, she's kind of in between, and then the crazy one is a full-on lesbian, so she's like kind of. If you've seen Orange is the New Black, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Blonde hair and then
Donna from That 70s Show. She's So Donna is she's Whitney in a way. It's like a watered down version of that in a way.
I don't know. I think they're kids, and I think it's going to be an experimentation thing, but it's going to turn into like some kind of small relationship.
We'll just see on that one.
It's a weird turn for the development.
Yeah,
I'll see where it goes. It's just a very weird turn for the development. Again, I didn't see the scene.
I can't believe
I'm gonna get so many tweets like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I'm gonna get the 3 straight male audience of this show. The 3 of us. I'll get 3 tweets from them being like, "Dude, you didn't watch that? You're not even like, you can't speak for us anymore."
It was hot.
Okay. I think that's it for Lacey and
Whitney.
What? Wait. So what would we call them? Wacy? What their ship name?
No, let's
be?
not even do that.
Waitsy.
Please stop.
It'd be Waitsy. So hashtag Waitsy.
Jack and Karen, Jaren.
Charlie, Joe and Charlie.
Charlie. Charlo.
I don't like that relationship. I want to see that one go.
Jorlo.
All right, so moving down our topics list, let's see. What else?
Why do you do that? Why do you do it?
There's nothing written on our topics list. Lina just
was like, so serious, though. It was so perfect.
So what haven't we talked about? Let's talk about the daughter that never was or was but was never found.
The adoption. It's a lot. And now that it comes to pass that Vikram has kept these papers that that Tess can find out where the adoption is and where the kid is. I think that was I think they should have kind of flushed that out a little bit more, but I'm glad they just brought it to light. Like, she can finally go see if her daughter's still alive. We're not speculating if her daughter's one of the kids anymore because...
Are we sure it's a daughter still?
Yes.
Well, yeah, she went to the house and actually they showed a clip of the daughter inside the house with their mother. But I'm like, is that going to be the daughter, or they're going to introduce a new character?
I think that's
within
this
daughter. Because I don't know, they kind of just made it vague. She didn't get out the car and talk to her or anything. She just saw her in there with her.
I missed that scene too. I don't know how, because I actually did pay attention. But.
Well, I mean, it starts with what's her husband's name, Tess?
The police officer guy.
Kyle.
Kyle is trying to help her find a daughter, and then he starts kind of nagging her about it, and she leaves, and she's like, I can do this by myself. And then he's like, no, I want to help you.
Well, she was like, she didn't want to wait any longer, so she just went to go visit the daughter.
Well, she's kind of making, marriage mistake 101. She's already kind of driven Kyle away a little bit with this. And if she's really trying to get him back, she needs to include him in what's going on as opposed to push him further away.
Well, he's still kind of angry, and you could tell the way he's going about it. He's kind of criticizing her, well, why don't you? And, it's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. He's still a little bit upset about it, but
no, but he's a little bit upset about it. But the fact that he wants to be with her when she goes through this moment, that's something she should have been aware of, and keeping him out is not going to help the situation.
Tess just seems a little off, though. She just seems like she's not aware of things like she should be. Like how she realized, you could tell that she realized maybe I should not came late at night to go visit my daughter that I haven't seen in forever. She sits in the car, and I'm just like, your husband was telling you that in the beginning. Kyle was like, don't go, let's go in the morning time. We can figure this out in the morning time. She goes on her own, and it was just like, Tess, where's your mind at this time? Like, she's not thinking clearly about the whole ordeal.
I feel like we're going to get it's not the girl that they showed you. I feel like it's going to be somebody else who wasn't home at the time.
Okay.
And it may be a character we recognize. It may not be. I'm not sure at this point. But and I also think that, are we sure it's 100% certain that it was a daughter?
It's a daughter.
It's a daughter.
Everybody, it's on the adoption paper. It's a daughter.
It's on the daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not going to change that. They're not going to, it's a son.
I like where you're going, because they didn't even show the girl up close. It was kind of like from a distance, and you saw the mom come and give her some
Was she
tea.
young? Was she really?
No, she was older.
Well, it's also these adoption papers have a phone number and address, but that's so long ago.
It was a closed adoption, so why would it have?
Because Vikram was in charge of it, he would still have. But it's so long ago, it might not even be
the family.
That family, it's probably somebody not even related.
For the sake of the show, it is the family, and she went there at night, knowing you can't just knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm your mom." So
I've done that before. People look at me crazy though.
Okay, so we're gonna continue. I don't know what just happened. But I mean, just with Tess' character, we'll see a lot of this aloofness. Like the way she approached Karen. Like, Karen's like, I already knew that Vikram already told me that he helped you with the adoption. Tess is thinking she's keeping this huge, like, secret. And she's like, Vikram helped me with the adoption. And Karen's like, oh, sweetie, I know.
But so Vikram, let me get this right. So Vikram just went around doing good deeds. This was the type of guy he was before he supposedly became.
Well, everybody's not all evil. Everybody's not all good.
I mean, I'm just not buying that. So she did nothing for Vikram. But he just like, oh, let me help you with this. I'm not buying that.
He's the
Tooth Fairy.
Maybe he wanted something back in return. Her secrecy, like her keeping it a secret.
But he didn't even have to bring her in the loop for that. So I'm sorry. There has to be something more there. And she lies a lot. I'm thinking Tess is hiding way more than just, saying Vikram was my friend. That's why he helped me out. I don't know what two married people were that good friends.
He's the Underwood from House of Cards. He's the Underwood of Twisted. Because he would do favors for people, but he would do it only to manipulate them.
That's right.
So like every bad thing he did would be outweighed by, oh, but he did this, so he couldn't be that bad of a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that people would do stuff for him. That's exactly
I would think
what
that he was more motivated by money or like something. I don't see what Tess could do for him.
It's like what I do. Like if I really piss somebody off, like let's say I pissed Marissa off, I'd be like the next day show up with Froyo and be like, here's Froyo. So the next time she thinks of me, she'd be like, he pissed me off. Oh, but he's not that bad of a guy because he brought me Froyo. But really, I'm a total asshole.
Thank you for letting us know that.
I'm making her laugh in the booth, I can tell right now.
But to me, it's like, what's their relationship that he even cares so much about what Tess
I'm kind of over this, but I mean, it is what it is.
There's a rift between them, and you don't even know what's going on.
It's
gonna evolve when they find the daughter, and it's gonna be either someone we recognize or it's gonna be someone we don't recognize. And the thing is going to be, Kyle's gonna go with her. She's gonna be about to get in the car, and then she's gonna say she can't do it, and then they're gonna drive away, and she's gonna decide that it's better off she doesn't know.
No,
that's what it's going to be. It's going that is what it'll be. It'll be a daughter that we haven't seen before. They're gonna see it. She's gonna see her daughter from a distance.
Introduce this whole adoption.
So many episodes.
Probably just to tie together her being in contact with Vikram. And probably to bring Kyle and her back together, because Kyle and Tess, like, she'll kind of be like, you know what, maybe it's better I don't meet her.
I like your first speculation that it's someone that would really move the story like to a good place. Like if somebody that we recognize.
My speculation would have been that it's not actually a girl, and that the adoption was actually Charlie. And then they knock on the door and they're like, no, our child's not here because he's in juvenile hall, and they think he's still in juvie or something like that. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Maybe it comes up in the next episode.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We shall see. It'll take its own arc.
All right, what's the next story plot that we have to
stop it?
Rock down.
Stop doing
Topic 1, 2.
Well, I guess covering. We haven't really talked much about Danny.
Oh, Joe and Charlie. Let's talk about them for a little bit.
Well, I mean, I guess it ties into. I mean, Danny. Okay, so Charlie gets confronted by Danny.
Yes.
And he is told that, you need to stay away from Joe. Why did you tell my business to Joe and stuff? You need to leave this place, whatever. He threatens him or whatever. So Charlie inconspicuously tells Joe what happened and says that he was threatened and stuff. So Charlie comes out looking like the victim, of course.
Charlie's the real socio.
Of course, you could tell. And now he's doing that whole thing that Danny used to do in the beginning with the eyes, where he looks at the camera like.
Yeah, he started, when Danny was talking to him, he starts fidgeting, and then Danny was like, I see you getting a
Is
little
that
nervous.
his character? I know.
Antagonizing him a little bit.
He starts antagonizing. I was like, is this a character thing he's doing, or is they're really trying to show he's crazy?
Some rage.
He's unstable.
He's just a little bit unstable. I think he didn't have a very good childhood, and I think he talked about his mom dying or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's just jealous of what Danny has, and he's pretty much going around and taking it.
Do we think that that's all the motivation?
Is that it? Because Danny's saying that there's more to it. He's saying that he's going around telling Lacey and Joe, be careful. I think he's dangerous. I think he's up to something.
Dangerous.
Yeah, he's dangerous. But what is he really up to? It can't just be, I'm jealous. That's not. To move all the way to someone's home, follow them, stalk them.
That's some crazy people. They do that.
I think there's something else. There's something else there.
But I do think he really likes Joe, though. I don't know, this just the way, I don't know, that last scene between them, I really do feel like he really likes Joe. Like, maybe he came with an intent to be malicious and do all this to Danny, but then he ended up liking Joe in the midst of it. Now he wants to change.
If he liked Joe, he wouldn't be manipulating her to hate Danny.
Yeah. Yeah. When you
he
like
wants
someone,
Danny out the picture because he thinks Danny took Lacey. I mean, he's the
but that's just like surface stuff. I'm talking about the real stuff. Like he's threatening Danny, saying, "Leave me and Joel." I feel like he's antagonizing him. It's something else. And just at the end where she tells him that she likes him back, and he has this look on his face like, "I got her now." There's something more there. I don't think he really liked it. He did. When he hugged her, did you see that part where
it was not a hug,
at the
it was
end,
a full-blown makeout.
Where they made out, and she's like, "I really like you," and then he looks up at the camera, does that sign, they do the music, sociopath, and I was like, come on, he's crazy. He doesn't really like her. He's manipulating her.
What is it? Like, what was the hashtag they showed?
I don't even think they
Joe and Charlie. Joe just likes the bad boy. She likes all these juvenile delinquents and stuff.
We haven't seen Eric again yet either. Or what was his name?
I was like, it was Eric.
The dude. That's bad. Like, I forgot the name of the dude she lost her virginity to.
I loved him too.
That's the characters coming in and out. I thought you were just thinking about.
I really liked him too.
Oh well, so did Joe for about a day. Apparently.
I know, Joe.
She really liked him for about an hour, and then she kind of lost interest in him after that.
Oh, girls will be girls.
Lina does that.
I think
you guys are bad influences on our viewers.
We keep forgetting that they're high schoolers. You know all the stuff you got into when you're in high school.
I was a good kid in high school.
Good for you.
I became a hellion after high school.
A what?
I did the crazy stuff after high school.
You just throw a word out there and think that.
Hellion. Usually people know what a hellion is.
I'm sorry.
Okay, don't even worry about it. Okay, you know what? Tweet me if you know what a hellion is.
Nobody knows what an hellion is.
I don't know. So we get Danny decides to confront Charlie with a text message that has the picture of Danny holding the picture.
After they do a flash.
Charlie, I heard you like pictures, so I took a picture of me holding a picture and sent it to you on a picture message.
I think Danny would try to be smarter and have the element of surprise. You know, I'm like, why are you letting him know you're trying to check up on him? That's not smart.
Well, and we also get the information that Charlie had to go to their high school. Like, that was his thing. Like, he needed to find a residence in this area so he could go to the high school, and that's why he decided to get the job at the stable.
So weird.
So, like, he didn't even need to be in the same town. Like, he needed to be in the same, like, vicinity in the town to be in that high school just to be Danny.
You think he wants to be Danny?
He's gonna slowly grow his hair out.
Creepy.
He's gonna grow his hair out. He's gonna kill his father. He goes before bed. He looks in that mirror and he's like, "I killed my father." Dang it, it's not right. I gotta like get it right. I killed my. No, I can't get it right.
Stephen, he's gonna punch a mirror and have no reaction, no blood. Like,
God, that would be so cliche.
Ouch.
I'm hoping that there's more motivation in that, but that could be enough motivation. He just wants to be Danny.
And then for the last part, we'll talk about Karen and Jack. So,
do we really need to?
Denise Richards.
You just want to talk about
Girl,
Denise
you're so good looking. She is so good looking.
I think that part is so minute and small. I mean, yes,
we spent 5 minutes before the show.
I know the next episode is about Jack and maybe him being accused of, moving the body. Which that's not enough evidence to take someone arrest someone.
His DNA was in the why was Jack's DNA?
We don't know that Jack's DNA was in it yet.
They took.
Even if his DNA, he worked for Vikram. His DNA could have just been in the car.
We're assuming they're arresting him because they found the DNA in the car, but we don't know that's the reason they're arresting him.
They haven't.
That's what they alluded to.
They haven't told. That's what they alluded to. They haven't told us though. But when Karen says, "I know you moved the body," and confronts him, it was basically the same reaction that Danny had with Karen telling Karen, "I killed Dad. I know you know because I know you moved the body," and she was like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
And then Jack's like, "What?"
Yeah, I believe that Jack had nothing to do with this.
But now we have Whitney who likes to cause chaos and trouble, so you never know what she's done because we saw a woman's footprints when he was first killed, and then. You know what?
I don't know.
It was in the forest behind an oak tree. It had to be Charlie. It had to be Charlie.
I think we keep saying it was a woman than a man's. I think it was just that they accidentally switched shoes out for, so they had one AD come out, and it was just.
Charlie was wearing women's shoes hiding behind the oak tree.
The way the show goes, it could be a totally new person. They could totally introduce a new character.
I would hate that so much.
I know you would, but.
It's going to be 5 new characters. 5 new characters.
With Danny mask on. Oh my God, that was creepy.
At least that would be a throwback to the first half of season 1. We don't seem to get any references to the first half of season 1 lately. Nobody's mentioned Tara's name in about 5 episodes.
Oh, I was like, Tara, Tara.
There you go. Nobody's mentioned the character
That's
Joe had
right,
sex
like-
with in 5 episodes.
So are we over the auntie? They're never going to say anything about the auntie's death. Is this water under a bridge?
Why?
'Cause now it's Vikram's death.
We still don't know what he was covering
Well,
for.
Vikram killed. Well, I guess we do know. Vikram killed.
No,
the
we
auntie.
don't know why Vikram killed Tara.
Oh, that's why.
And they're not even like hinting at anything to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We did talk for 5 minutes about how Karen just woke up with perfect hair and makeup.
You love talking about her character, and it's not.
Okay, let's go ahead and move into predictions. Yeah, that finger must have been right over that predictions bumper.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
She's like, finally.
Dang it.
Marissa's like, I've heard Lina and Erica laugh probably 7,000 times in the past hour.
We've heard
Normal.
Stephen scream like,
You killed my father!
I predict that he's gonna say that again. Danny's gonna say that.
Danny's real name is Inigo Montoya, and he killed his father.
your references, dude, they're so far side. Okay, my prediction. My prediction is that Whitney is going to be our savior. She is going to take this out of the darkness and bring us to light.
I don't know where
What
you're
is
going with
this,
that.
Star Wars? From darkness we will be brought.
And enough with that. So my prediction is that Tessa's daughter is going to be introduced as a new character. And she's going to maybe play some possible role in some of this or all of it.
All right, my prediction, Tessa's going to see her daughter and she's going to decide not to talk to her because Kyle's with her and she's going to be like, you know what, it's for the better that she doesn't know because it was
That
a
would
closed
suck.
adoption in the end.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's just how they're tying Tess and Kyle to get back together and be lovey-dovey again. I think Charlie's a creepy mofo, and I think he's going to hide behind some more oak trees and spy on conversations. We're going to learn probably next episode or the next 2 episodes what his real use for Joe is. He's manipulating Joe. He obviously doesn't really like her.
Yeah.
Lacey and Whitney. I gotta go rewatch that scene. But I really think I think Whitney might be serious, but I think Lacey's going to cause drama by not being that way, and Whitney's going to be mad and do something regrettable to Lacey.
No, I have to disagree with you.
No, because remember Jack says you get too
careful.
attached, so now she's going to do something and prank Lacey because the first half of the season was pranking Joe. Now it's going to be pranking Lacey and making a fool out of Lacey for not liking her back that way. And I'm going to say this as in terms of hopeful prediction. I hope next episode is good.
What?
We liked it this episode.
I like this episode, so like I hope that this was like a turn and it's going to keep getting better from here.
Yeah,
because
it is.
It's just been so many new character introductions. I really hope next episode we don't get a new character. I really don't want any more new characters.
I like Whitney's character. I'm loving her, but let's keep it.
Gotta go
there.
watch that scene again.
Watch it.
Thank you for joining us today, guys. This has been Twisted Season 1, Episode 17. You're a good guy, Charlie McBride. I am your host, Stephen Lemieux. I just went like calm there for a second.
know.
You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, StephenLemieux, or tune into the Helix After Show Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We're gonna have an interview with the showrunner, Steve Maida, in 2 weeks for that show, and it's the finale in 2 weeks. So you guys gotta check that out. Where can we find you, ladies?
You can find me at Just Lina Green on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
You can find me at Erica J. Green, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and check out our Black Hollywood live shows too.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here for the after show. So we'll see you next week for Season 1, Episode 18 of ABC Family's Twisted. Yeah.
That's a good British
sexy,
accent.
Steven.
Was that Australian?
I know.
Again.
British? Australian?
Too bad we broke up, Lina.
What? You in Atlanta?
I'll just keep talking because we haven't been muted and credits haven't gone yet. But it's cool.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
You killed my father.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.